This is Safet. He's a Roma. Miroslav is an ethnic Serb. And Aurora is ethnic Albanian. They all live in Kosovo and are working together on an archaeological dig. I'm on my way to an archaeological site in Kosovo. It's the late Roman settlement of Olpiana, and its remains lie hidden underground all around here. The archaeologists here are helped out 2 weeks a year by young volunteers from Pristina and the outlying villages. They're from the Serb and Roma minorities and ethnic Kosovo-Albanian majority of the small Balkan state. The Kosovo conflict of 1999 had divided their communities along ethnic lines. But when the archaeological summer camp started up in 2004, a new attempt at reconciliation was made. The youngest member of the project is just 14. 21-year-old ethnic Albanian Aurora has been involved right from the start.
It was very different than we usually are learned to do, because in the schools we don't have multi-ethnicities.
Zana has worked at the camp since its inception. She joins the dig for 2 weeks every year.
We separated into groups, each minority in different group. So that was the first days. After some days, we started sharing our tools, we started talking to each other, and then day after day you could see the groups combined.
This is the man who made it all possible, archaeology professor Kemal Lutzi of the Museum of Kosovo. He's something of a mentor to these up-and-coming archaeologists. He's also a peace activist.
Culture, it is, for me, only way to go in future. With culture we can go in future, not to go back.
It's 37 degrees Celsius and there is no shade. Olpiana was founded as a provincial Roman settlement in the 2nd century. It was a hub between the Eastern and Western Empire. The surroundings are rich in archaeological treasures made of silver and other ores, which makes it an important Roman site. But today, the area is impoverished. Unemployment here lies at around 40%, with the ethnic Serbs suffering especially hard. Serbs in nearby villages are happy to find work. Vladimir Janisjevich tells me that life here is not bad. The pay is low, but people can move freely again. Life is almost as good as before. It's lunchtime for the site's 25 young workers. The food is courtesy of the Dutch embassy.
It's the best thing that could happen to me the day that I joined the camp.
The Olpiana dig also receives German support in the form of funding and expertise from the German Archaeological Institute. Felix Teichner of the Institute and Milot Berisha of the Kosovo Museum are the chief archaeologists at the camp.
Was ist denn das? Hier, was ist denn hier? Das ist eine Stufe, oder? Ja, das war super.
Although Kosovo is battling the legacy of war, archaeology does have a role to play. A construction boom is creating new roads and new buildings, but the ground is full of artifacts. Without such archaeological digs, historical treasures would be lost.
Das ist einfach das Engagement, das deutsche Engagement hier für den jungen Staat Kosovo.
There are other reasons for the Germans being here, says Felix Teichner. It's the German commitment to the fledgling state of Kosovo. Teichner says that while KFOR, the Bundeswehr, and the politicians work at a higher level of nation building, this is the archaeologists' contribution, small-scale and cultural. Young people like Zana benefit. Thanks to the camp, she's received a grant to study archaeology at the University of Thessaloniki. Of course, she and her friends still talk about the conflict, but they try to forget the terrible images of 1999. Back then, many ethnic Albanians were forced to flee Serb troops. Zana also lost relatives to the violence. Today, the conflict appears forgotten. But what about the older generation?
They have still really open, big open wounds that need time to heal. So it won't be that easy as with the young people, but I think for the best of us we should try to have a better place.
I like the youngsters' solidarity despite the recent past, but I also sense the tension simmering within Kosovo. Lena, one of the German archaeology students, tells me that segregation is more pronounced among older Serbs and ethnic Albanians. In the evening, the German archaeologists invite me to the Serb enclave of Gračanica. They're renting a house there from a Serbian family.
4 weeks. It's really strange for us.
Lena, Alexander and Christoph want to show me the town, a little bit of Serbia in the heart of Kosovo. When I ask Lena whether the war has left a mark, she tells me that last year there were more reminders of the war, in the people, in their stories, in their attitudes and ethnic issues. Then, of course, there are the physical scars of devastation. Gračanica is impoverished. Its inhabitants are all Serbs. In 1999, they were expelled from Pristina. In the new Kosovo, Serbs are a tolerated minority in a socially volatile situation. Since Kosovo's independence in 2008, Belgrade has refused to recognize its sovereignty. Alexander Herring says he thinks many young people have accepted it, but it's the older Serbs, he says, who are disappointed that Kosovo is no longer part of Serbia. The next morning, a new day on site begins at 7 o'clock. The young Kosovans join the others for breakfast. It's clear that without European money, there'd be no camp. Professor Lutzi's work has been funded since 2004 by the Organization for Cooperation and Security in Europe.
No, I'm not diplomat.
Today, Werner Almhofer, the OSCE ambassador for Kosovo, is paying a visit. Almhofer describes the project as an attempt to use history as a way of uniting rival ethnicities. It's my last day in Kosovo. I've arranged to meet the summer camp members in Pristina. This is where most of them live. They're all friends.
You have a lot of opportunities here being a young person. You can also have fun, work and study at the same time, and it's very nice.
Kosovo is a young nation. More than half of its inhabitants are under 25. But there are few prospects here, and without jobs, many will leave. Cooperation between all of its people is crucial if peace is to be sustained here.
Kosovo is one of the most optimistic countries in Europe, so I'm one of the young Europeans that will try to make this country better.
A brave new generation, and I for one believe that Kosovo has a good future ahead of it.